Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today, we're going to be reviewing episode 5 of Parallels, the penultimate episode, and another fantastic episode. I think this series has been perfect, and it's just been such a joy to watch. Hit that subscribe button if you have not done so yet. Leave a like if you're enjoying the series, and comment anything else down below you want to see. If there's any other shows you want to see once Parallels is finished, let me know down below. I have a bunch of ideas, obviously, with shows dropping left, right, and center, and obviously the huge Halo series was dropped as well recently. So, that is cool. And of course, spoilers ahead. Check out the other reviews if you have not done so. Check it out for yourself on Disney Plus. It's a 3-hour show, 6 episodes with 30-minute slots. So check it out for yourself and enjoy the review. This episode was, another great one. With the de-aging of, de-aging, the older aging of Romaine's stepdad, mum's boyfriend, whatever you want to call him, and him coming in contact with the guy who works at the police station. He finds out all the information and comes in contact with Bilal's mom, and then they all meet, and then the whole conversation on parallel universes, multiverses, different timelines and streams and all that sort of stuff was explained in such a complex, scientific, mathematical way, which I thought was a really good scene because you don't tend to see it always happen in the likes of Back to the Future and all that sort of stuff. To see it get explained and for this series not to not cover anything properly is really good. It's been done so perfectly well. Like I love how she was doing the I call them like the practices of what she needs to expect with the chickens, and then the look the chicken gave her was just brilliant. But then one came back and it was fried to hell. But she ended up getting like a USB port from future her. And I love that connection because it basically gave her a second chance, technically, to redeem this moment and knowing where every character is and knowing what to expect from it. Bringing the kids back, because when you saw the flash back forward, whatever you want to call it, Sam was killed because of his elderly age, something Victor probably caused, and he was ultimately killed when going backwards. Victor had vanished completely, and Milal and Romaine were left by themselves again. And seeing that and hearing that, it left a huge impact on Bilal's mum. So we saw them building towards that in this episode where she went to them in the real time on the hunt for Victor, the police officer involved, him taking Sam to prison, and the rest of them trying to form this plan to make sure they all get back to the correct time place. Because they're always talking about, even though if they get this right, there could be a little bit of a fracture of an issue in this particular parallel universe that's different from the original. And maybe they want that slightly where it's a different alternate world where Victor didn't set Sam on fire. Maybe that's the one thing you'd want to change. And maybe that's the case. So episode 6 is definitely ramping up to be a very good episode. I hope Victor isn't as aggressive going forward, and maybe in season 2 we get to see him grow up together. I'm intrigued to see how it ends. Because in this episode we find out Bilal's wife, which I sort of predicted. I didn't say in the video, but I thought it would be Romaine in the future who his wife would be. I loved how he spoke about it and dealt with it really cool. And obviously because Sam's so young in comparison to Romaine now, it's not a possibility for them to date. And I'm thinking when we get to the end of episode 6, Bilal and Romaine will be the ones to date, with Sam accepting what fate is going to be, even though they could easily change it because of what they know, and it depends on how they feel. I love how I love all the relationships in the show, leaving a daughter at the hospital with her mum, saying that sort of final goodbye. But then obviously, once everything's rectified and they're all back in the time zone, everything should go back to a minute past when they disappeared originally. So it would be like technically the show never existed, but that's the fun of the joys, this roller coaster we've been on. What could have been if they grew up without each other, if he went to a boarding school, if he had actually married Romaine, would have Sam and Victor been so distant? There's so much to take on and deal with, and what would come from the finale. A couple of predictions I'm going to say going into the finale. I believe Victor will have a very good relationship with his dad and his mum in the finale, and the possibility of those scars and the fire not happening if they are in a slight parallel universe. I think Bilal and Romain will be together and fulfill the marriage vision of what they know. And I believe they'll just continue in the same year group, all four of them, with Victor not moving down and staying very close friends and hanging out at the bungalow on a consistent basis. With the power plant possibly being closed down. And I love how they're tying together, because the guy on the phone, the guy that works at the police station, he put two and two together. He got the official date of when last did the scheduled thing that affects the area in 2011, and then obviously 2021. So it's really cool how his character's been one of the more efficient ones, connecting things, constantly trying to make sense of everything. And now leading into the finale, you've got some brilliant characters, some character development that's amazing. It's just a very well written show, and I can't wait to talk about the finale. So let me know what you think down below, what your thoughts are currently going into the finale, if you have or not checked it out and you are going to check it out. And let me know if you think this show is one of the better ones that Disney has released recently. I think it's the biggest surprise to come out of 2022 already. You know, I've seen so many shows this year, and this has been one hell of a roller coaster and a highlight. And easy to watch, very enjoyable, and cool characters. They didn't take the mick to introduce other characters from future and past. They did it in very good timing, and I think everyone's likable to watch to an extent. I think Victor's a bit crazy, guys, but you know, that sort of fits his character and his ability. And I think the show just knew what it was doing from the get-go. So go check it out. Go check out Parallels for yourself. Finale will be dropped tomorrow, of course. So stay tuned for that. And I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.